We are in part 6 of the X-Tinction Agenda. This is X Factor issue 61. And as it says, it's all out war as Cable battles Hodge. And I appreciate that Louise Simonson kind of gives us a rundown of everything that's gone on so far. Basically saying, computer printout shows a group of mutants, sports of nature, born with the X Factor in their genetic structure that gives them more than human powers. Usually these mutants form 3 separate teams: the fugitive X-Men, the public heroes X Factor, and the young New Mutants. But now they've banded together against a most uncommon enemy, the sovereign state of Genosha. And it shows who's been captured, who's passed, who has been turned by the Gingineers. This score sheet, tallying the results of the latest battles between the Genoshans and the mutant invaders, trembles in the tentacle of the monstrous Cameron Hodge, ally of the sovereign state of Genosha, and arch enemy to the mutants. For the results are impressive. And so I love that it's actually supposed to look like one of those dot matrix printers. If you guys, those of you that remember when they printed out, it always had those stupid pull-out sheets on the sides. I remember those from school. Yeah, it's still a haunting sound to me. Anyway, this is Louise Simonson writing. Jon Bogdanove penciling. Milgrom doing the inks, Joe Rosen doing the letters, Mike Rockwitz doing the colors, and Bob Harris editor, and Tom DeFalco editor-in-chief. Big names on this book, guys. And my God, I love the artistic choices for Hodge to just show the menace of what he's supposed to be in this book. Over half the mutants have been captured. Not a bad day for a few days' work. Just because you have us, Hodge, don't begin to think you'll keep us, or that you've won this war. Won? Of course I've won, Cable. My tame Genosian mind reader has plucked the key to victory from your memories. I only regret that Forge remains unconscious. He's the one I need for his knowledge of cybernetics. It is unequaled. You wipeout. You blocked his powers. Answer me, old man. What have you done to him? Nothing, Commander. I swear. I did nothing more to Forge than I did to the others. I'm blameless. And I hate Wipeout so much. It's been a while since I read the X-Tinction Agenda, so I'm hoping that he gets his in the end because it just chaps my hide. Anyway, moving on. I just love every time they show Hodge in these panels, how he just almost looks like a queen alien in a sense, just that very, what is the word I'm looking for? Not overbearing, but, menace, just that towering, menacing, and the up close to drooling and the madness in the eyes. And Jean even says, why are you doing this, Hodge? Why have you turned against us? We were once your friends. Mutant fool. I could never be a friend of mutants, of those whose destiny is to usurp humanity, unless humanity finds a means to stop them. I've always been your oldest and most obsessive enemy, and I will destroy you as Archangel destroyed me. Now remember, last issue, Psylocke hit Havok with her psychic knife. And so Havok's looking on and goes, how can I have spoken? Anyway, he basically tells Hodge to stop damaging the mutants because the Gingineer says they need to be undamaged. He goes, how can I have spoken like that to him? He's dangerous. But there's something unsettling about these mutant invaders. Something that makes me want to help them. No way I'll believe that I'm their leader, Cyclops' long-lost brother. But I don't excuse his Hodge's brutality either. So Hodge is kind of seeing him as a traitor because he lost in the battle against Cyclops and everybody last issue. And so everyone's kind of giving him a hard time, and Havok's saying, I got to prove myself. And he goes, I've had to work 3 times as hard, be 3 times as good at my job, and 3 times as loyal to Genosha as any magistrate on my level. And I won't let any mutant trickery make a fool of me or spoil my success. So he's kind of having to try to save face, even though he's having in the internal struggles. Before we can get any more of that, Jean sees Rain. She goes, when she made that speech to us about voluntary service to the Genosian state, I assumed she was being coerced. Now I'm not so sure. Rain! And you can see the hurt in Cable's face. Rain, listen to me. Things are bad, but hang on. We'll get you out of here. Back, Jean Joe. Pow! And the rage in Cable's eyes as he rips the chains. Oh, He goes, Wipeout's power block somehow makes me unable to control my bionic left arm. Blame things useless, no matter. I only need one hand. And it gives Hodge pause, like, Rah! And he tries just to rip out everything that is Cameron Hodge, but it's useless. See how foolish was your effort against me? And Cable's kind of left thinking. He goes, how can I call myself their mentor if they can be brutalized like that while under my protection? Boom Boom and Rick are free, escaped with the skills I taught them. I've made a difference in their lives, their safety, and maybe free. They'll find a way to make a difference in Genosha. Whew. Look at that, guys. In what? I'm not counting front and back. So 1, 2, 3 pages. We've got action, drama, stakes, boom, 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 boom. And we are invested and want more. How many modern books can you say that were? Just in 3 pages, we get a whole bunch of exposition while keeping the plot going without standing and talking. That's how you do it. And that's why these books were the high sellers way back in the day. But before we get some more, we go to the staging area where Cyclops and Bobby and everyone's getting ready to infiltrate the Magistrates. And yeah, it's rough because you're rooting for them, but we'll see what happens. Now, while that's happening, everyone else is thrown into the I don't know what they call it, like the ghetto, I guess is the right word, for where the mutates, should I say, live. And they say, well, what about the babe, meaning Jean? Cell's been designated specifically just for her. Have fun, sweets. What does he mean by that? And then, of course, just the visual of the comics kind of showing this dejected, hopeless feeling. She goes, what further horror can they have in store for me? Red. That you read. Wolverine. Logan, what have they done to you? Not a pretty sight, is he? My dear, life's a little harder for him these days without his healing factor. I suspect that Amy needed the kind of care that only you can provide. And so there's a quiet moment with Jean, and it starts to get spicy real quick. Red, what is it? You haven't lost your touch. You're still the best at what you do. That close. Don't have to be much of a mind reader to know he's dying, and he knows it. Is it wise to put them together? I've done so for a reason, Ginger. As X-Factor's ex-friend and publicist, I had access to their dossiers, including the information that the telepath Charles Xavier had compiled about them. And so you can feel all these powder kegs just starting to ignite. Now the Magistrates try to go to the staging area where Cyclops and everybody was, because even Cyclops says, I'm sure by now they've scanned Jean's mind and kind of know about the bombs that we placed around Genosha. However, and I don't want to spoil this because I want you guys to go read this, him and another individual that we've already seen who voluntarily did something have ulterior plans against them. And yeah, full-on havoc starts as Archangel and everybody attacks the, what do you call it, the Citadel. Thank you. And you can see that Warren's just pissed. However, because Hodge, I'm going to call him Hodge is what he is now, Warren's unable to attack him the way he did prior. And unfortunately, Banshee Cannonball's efforts seem to be in vain. And Cyclops looks so damn funny, just that bald head. Now, what I love is, again, Cyclops versus Havok, Part 2. In defeating me, you made me look like a fool. Now you don't look so great yourself. Why even try, Alex? Don't you remember? And you kind of get that, I'm your big brother. You never were able to take me in a fair fight. The lightning moves, Cyclops slams the gun aside and twists Alex's arms, trapping him in a vice-like grip. Somehow they've stolen your memories and inserted new ones. No, they can't. They couldn't. Isn't that the technique they use on the mutates? What's to prevent them from using it on you? Don't be an idiot. Why would they bother to use you as a weapon against us? Against me, weapon. Ha! And why are you trying to make me betray my country? I'm trying to stop you from betraying yourself. Alex, remember, Back when we were little, our parents' plane exploded in flames. Our mother pushed us from it with a single parachute between us. I held you just like this. I didn't let go then. I won't let go now. And he finally has that, I remember. It's true. Somebody's been messing with my mind, my life. However, before Alex can finally come fully to himself again, he has to betray his brother. Holy crap, guys. This was a damn good read. And it pisses me off that I don't have the individual floppies of all the X-Tinction Agenda. So next time I go to my local comic shop, I'm going to have to grab them because this is my libraries. And of course, I'm going to return it so that the next person can enjoy this as much as I did. But I got to have the singles because I'm a single junkie. That's just me. With that said, X Factor 61. Absolutely phenomenal issue, y'all. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic shop or whatever it is to get your action figures and comics and get the singles if you can. Or if not, then you can go and get the collected trade. And as I also say with this, support your local library because that's how I'm borrowing this and able to share the entire thing in its entirety. And if you've enjoyed this review, really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, subscribe. Helps the channel more than you could possibly know. And if you mind hitting that fancy little X bell, next subscribe. That way I can upload content. You guys get notified. Come to the channel, and I love talking with you on hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments or the socials, which I'll make sure the links down in the description. So with all that said, hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, everyone.